sashimi. いってらっしゃい。ヨーダ、いってらっしゃい。寿司トリコロール、いってらっしゃい。寿司焼き、いってらっしゃい。わー、ジェームスさん、いってらっしゃい。いってらっしゃい。
Alright, what's up guys, gals? It's James at Coolest, and I'm here in the lab. I want to go over some of the video you just saw. It's from one of the best steakhouses in the world, Wagyu Mafia. This place holds two world records. Number one, for the most expensive piece of Kobe beef ever sold. Someone actually bought it and paid the highest price in the world. And number two, they currently hold the record for the highest grade of marbling ever achieved on a steak. It's in the epicenter of one of the epicenters for steak, if not the epicenter, which is Tokyo, Japan. So let me get right into it. I do want to start out by saying this place is invite only, it's membership only. You're going to have to find a way to get in there. You can buy a membership or you can buy someone's seat for the night. I'm not necessarily sure how the economics of that work, but I know it's possible because I got in there and then I eventually ended up buying a membership because this place was unreal. I do want to say thank you very much for the Ritz-Carlton. They are the ones that vouched me in. If you have an opportunity, go to the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo, stay there, and if you don't want to stay there, if you can't stay there, at least go to the 45th floor. It has one of the best bars in Tokyo. Take a look at these cascading waterfall, huge columns from these towering ceilings. There's a floating piano on water. The cocktails and mixology were fantastic. They had a very broad selection of spirits and of course Japanese whiskeys. It's one of the coolest bars I've ever been to. And by the way, side note before I get into the Wagyu Mafia, this purple number 3 drink, check out my Ritz-Carlton video. It's the best drink I've ever had in my life. Okay, on the Wagyu Mafia, I had no idea what to expect. I walked over there, it was about a mile walk, and I walked over there because I knew I was gonna have a hefty dinner. And I got there and this is what it looks like. It was really happening. And it was interesting because it's an intimate setting. There are only 18 seats. And I was the only guy there alone in a foreign country that didn't speak the language. So it definitely took some chore to get outside my comfort zone because everybody in there was talking to everybody else. If I was in America, I have no problem sitting at the bar alone because I can speak the language. But if there are only 17 other people in the restaurant and everybody is talking to everybody else except for you in a different language, it's a little awkward. So they were expecting me, not only because the Ritz-Carlton phoned ahead because you need a membership. So who's this non-membership guy coming? So they knew that. They had the seat waiting for me. And you walk in and it's like a butcher. It's like a counter style. In fact, you are eating on top of what would be like a glass butcher cabinet or a glass butcher display where typically one would put out meats and cheeses. That's what it was like. And it was just a stool. There are some steaks. Each one of those steaks were between $1,200 and $2,000. I try to zoom in on the pricing a little bit. There's some sea urchin down there. So they start by presenting their most exquisite and finest cut of beef. This is the one that you saw in the thumbnail, and this is currently the most prized possession. So they display it for you and they show you what you will be eating. Here's one thing. If you like social media, and I'm not really a big social media guy, now I'm on YouTube, but I think YouTube is a little different than social media. I think YouTube is a pure form of content creation. And if you are a social media person, this place is for you. Not only do they welcome it, they encourage it. In fact, you'll see on every dish, they present it for you and they expect you to take a picture. I think it's very Salt Bae-esque, but it takes it to another level. It's genius marketing. Some really high-end places, they can kind of look down upon cameras, and these guys get it. They get the virility, and they get how serious social media marketing can be and how it can affect your business. They welcome it. I didn't ask for any of these pictures. They presented and made each one of these opportunities. So each dish that you see and each picture that you see, they encouraged me to take a picture, and it's really genius. Instead of bucking the trend of social media and instead of being at a restaurant and trying to keep your trade secrets private, they have confidence in the quality of their people and they rely on social media to promote and push their message. Here is the first dish. This was a Wagyu sashimi, 3 different types. So this place, one really cool thing about this place, and whether you like meat or not, I hope you like meat. That's probably why you're watching this video. If you don't like meat and you're watching this video, I think you're probably a pretty cool person. But even if you don't like meat, here's one thing that's cool about this place is that they are sustainable. They use every part of the animal. So here we just saw a piece of 3 different sashimis. So 3 different sashimis from a Wagyu cattle. One was a heart, One was a shoulder, and then another one was the tenderloin. Typically, the heart is something that is scoffed upon. If you do hunt, or if you are around butchers, or if you are into the meat scene, you know that the heart and the liver are typically not the most cherished or lauded parts of the animal. So of those three, the heart was one of my favorites, if not the favorite. The tenderloin was amazing, but the heart was actually better than the piece of shoulder. It was awesome. And again, I really respect the fact that they use sustainability and they use every part of the animal when they do harvest it. So here's a zoomed in shot. I think there's some wasabi on one, and I think there's some mustard seed on another, and then there's gold flakes on another one, like 24 karat gold flakes or 23 karat gold flakes, but it was presented very well. This was probably my favorite dish of the night. This is the Wagyu gyoza, and you can see how just passionate these guys are. And they do that for every dish, for every customer, every night. Here is a close-up of the Wagyu gyoza. You can see the beautiful arrangement with the gold flakes, and then you get two hearty pieces right there. It was one of my favorites. So the Wagyu gyoza was my favorite dish. This was my favorite process. This one was really, really good too. There was something really ethereal and really authentic and really connected about the way this dish took place, and you'll see why in a second. We're watching this guy who requested that I call him Sushi Samurai. Each different chef there had a specific dish that they concentrated on. So this guy was the Sushi Samurai. What we're seeing here are the makings of a Wagyu sushi roll. So he just ground up the wasabi, and now he's going in for some special ingredients. I'm not sure what he's doing, but there is the rice, and then what you're seeing there in the orange, you see the piece of Wagyu sashimi in his hand. There he has the brown rice. There he just took some wasabi. Then he's going to put it together in a Wagyu concoction. He's forming it in his hand. He's taking time to form it in his hand. Now he's cutting up the sea urchin, and this is a hefty portion of sea urchin. Okay. Now it doesn't end here. After the sea urchin comes some caviar. This caviar was exquisite. And then, right out of his hand, comes say, oh, I really like this water. I got to remind myself to get this water. This water is really neat. I have a thing for water. I don't want to call myself a water snob. I'll call myself a water connoisseur. I really like the Yanye water. Check out my edition video in Miami. I actually bought some. And then I need to get some of this Fuji water too. It is really, really neat, right from Mount Fuji. This, besides the 2 steak world records, is what made Wagyu Mafia famous. They have a $350 Wagyu burger. $350. If you watched, or if you're going to watch my Ritz-Carlton video, I had a $135 Wagyu burger that I thought was outlandish. This was $350. This is probably my second favorite. I would say if you are a Wagyu fan and you really want an excellent burger and you want to make a memory, go order this. Side note, I did not recommend a $135 burger at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought it was just okay. Great from an experiential standpoint, but not great from a cuisine standpoint. This, I would recommend. This will make your day, and you can talk about it for the rest of your life when you had the $350 Wagyu burger at Wagyu Mafia. And here's a close-up for some of you foodies who want to see what exquisite Wagyu looks like. There it is. One of the best burgers in the world. I believe this is fish scales, or fish skin. It's another filler dish. I didn't find it to be that great. It just wasn't my forte, but it was unique, and I did appreciate the fact they inserted another dish into the meal. So you can see we're getting different types of Wagyu. Not only are we getting Wagyu, we saw Wagyu sashimi, we saw a Wagyu sushi roll, and then we saw some Wagyu skewers, and they just vary the types of meat that you're going to get. It really adds to the experience. It makes the experience really dynamic and really broad. There are levels within the Wagyu, and there are spectrums within the Wagyu game, and they highlight a lot of them here. More gold flake, as you can see, nothing but the best. Spoiler, this meal was over $700, so there better be some gold flake next to that skewer. So here are videos of the different chefs working on their own crafts. You can see them working in tandem right here. They're working in synergy. Each one is doing a different process. Each of these guys have their own skill and craft. So this was the main course. Everything up to this point was just as large, but this was the piece de la resistance in terms of the entrees, and you just have some different strips of seared Wagyu, and you can see they're cut differently. I like the way they're arranged, and look at the lines, the vertical lines of different salts and spices on the side. They give you an entire cutting board, which goes with the chef butcher's theme, and then you can see the vertical lines of salt and spices on the side. The preparation is really, really well done. This was some traditional Japanese ramen. I was a little confused on how to eat it, and the lady was so cute. She came up to me and she said, "Slurp like a boss." I guess slurping is something that's very common, encouraged, and accepted in the Japanese culture. And she said, "Slurp like a boss," and I slurped away. And then here is the dessert. Here is the pineapple. And I liked how it was organic. It was something organic. It was a fruit. It wasn't anything that was made from sugars or that was processed. It was something that was natural, and I thought that really jived with the overall theme of the restaurant. And then here I am at the end, and after all the interaction and meeting all the guys, it was great. I really felt like part of the family. It was like 2 or 3 hours later, and I'm outside talking to them. Forgive the focus. I accidentally had autofocus off on my camera, so it really ruined the moment. But you can see they're all saying goodbye. I bought a membership. Here is my official Wagyu Mafia card. They gave me 2 hot sauces. I still have them right here. Bubble wrap, so I can take them back. They pre-bubble wrapped them for me. And then I bought a Wagyu Mafia t-shirt. This will never be worn. This will be framed and hung on my wall of fame. My wall of fame. I'm going to start building one for all the cool places that I've been to. And that Wagyu Mafia will be one of the first ones on that wall.